It's because I do have an American blood. I'm gonna tell you a story. My mom, my grandfather, on my mother's side, is an American, and he fought in Vietnam War. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ella, and for today's video, we're gonna be reacting to Star Spangled Banner. As you've never heard it, this is the national anthem of America, and I think we're gonna find out here the history behind it and how did it become the national anthem of America. So I'm really curious and excited right now. So let's watch it. Star Spangled Banner, as you've never heard it. Let's watch it.
There was a lawyer once. His name was Francis Scott Key. He penned a song that I'm sure you're aware of. You've seen it. It's in most hymnals throughout our churches. It's called the national anthem. It is our song as an American.
Oh, so he's a lawyer
We go,
and he's a
however,
writer
to a
too.
ball game. We stand in our church services and we sing the words of that song, and they float over our minds and our lips, and we don't even realize what we're singing. Most of us have memorized it as a child, but we've never really thought about what it means. Let me tell you a story. Francis Scott Key was a lawyer in Baltimore. The colonies were engaged in vicious conflict with the mother country, Britain. Because of this conflict and the protractedness of it, they had accumulated prisoners on both sides. The American colonies had prisoners and the British had prisoners. And the American government initiated a move. They went to the British and they said, let us negotiate for the release of these prisoners. They said, we want to send a man out to discuss this with you. They were holding the American prisoners in boats about 1,000 yards offshore. And they said, we want to send a man by the name of Francis Scott Key. He will come out and negotiate to see if we can make a mutual exchange.
Oh, they're going to exchange.
On the appointed day, in a
prisoners.
rowboat, he went out to this boat and he negotiated with the British officials.
Because he's a lawyer,
And they reached a conclusion that men could be exchanged on a one-for-one basis.
Yeah, that's fair.
Francis Scott Key, jubilant with the fact that he'd been successful, went down below in the boats, and what he found was a cargo hold full of humanity, men. And he said, men, I've got news for you tonight. You're free. He said, tonight I have negotiated successfully your return to the colonies. He said, you'll be taken out of this boat, out of this filth, out of your chains.
Imagine how would them feel.
As he went back up on
must be
board
so
to arrange
happy.
for their passage to the shore, the admiral came and he said, we have a slight problem. He said, we will still honor our commitment to release these men, but it'll be merely academic after tonight. It won't matter. And Francis Scott Key said, what do you mean? He said, well, Mr. Key, he said, tonight we have laid an ultimatum upon the colonies. Your people will either capitulate and lay down the colors of that flag that you think so much of, or you see that fort right over there, Fort Henry? He said, we're going to remove it from the face of the earth. He said, how are you going to do that? He said, if you will, scan the horizon of the sea. And as he looked, he could see hundreds of little dots.
Wow, that's a lot.
And he said, that's the entire British war fleet. He said, all of the gunpowder, all of the armament is being called upon to demolish that fort. It will be here within striking distance in a matter of about 2.5 hours. He said, the war is over. These men would be free anyway. He said, you can't shell that fort. He said, that's a large fort. He said, it's full of women and children. He says, it's predominantly not a military fort.
Yeah.
He said, don't worry about it. They said, we've left them a way out. And he said, what's that? He said, do you see that flag way up on the rampart? He said, we have told them that if they will lower that flag, the shelling will stop immediately.
The flag down.
And we'll know that they've surrendered, and you'll now be under British rule. Francis Scott Key went down below and told the men what was about to happen. And they said, how many ships? He said, hundreds. The ships got closer. Francis Scott Key went back up on top and he said, men, I'll shout down to you what's going on as we watch. As twilight began to fall, and as the haze hung over the ocean as it does at sunset, suddenly the British war fleet unleashed. He says the sound was deafening. There were so many guns that there were no reliefs. He said it was absolutely impossible to talk or hear. He said suddenly the sky, although dark, was suddenly lit. And he says from down below, all he could hear the men, the prisoners, saying was, "Tell us where the flag is. What have they done with the flag? Is the flag still flying over the rampart? Tell us." 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours into the shelling. Every time the bomb would explode and it would be close to the flag, they could see the flag in the illuminated red glare of that bomb. And Francis Scott Key would report down to the men below, "It's still up.
Wow.
It's not down."
Can you hear the prisoners? They're like, "Amen."
The admiral came and he said, "Your people are insane." He said, "What's the matter with them?" He said, "Don't they understand this is an impossible situation?" Francis Scott Key said he remembered what George Washington had said. He said the thing that sets the American Christian apart from all other people in the world is he will die on his feet before he'll live on his knees.
Amen.
The admiral said, "We have now instructed all of the guns to focus on the rampart to take that flag down." He said, "We don't understand something. Our reconnaissance tells us that that flag has been hit directly again and again and again, and yet it's still flying.
Wow.
We don't understand that." But he said, "Now we're about to bring every gun for the next 3 hours to bear on that point." Francis Scott Key said the barrage was unmerciful. All that he could hear was the men down below praying.
Oh.
The prayer, "God, keep that flag flying where we last saw it." Sunrise came.
Oh,
He
nice.
said there was a heavy mist hanging over the land, but the rampart was tall enough. There stood the flag, completely nondescript, in shreds. The flagpole
Wow.
itself was at a crazy angle, but the flag was still at the top.
Oh, amen.
Francis Scott Key went aboard and immediately went into Fort Henry to see what had happened. And what he'd found had happened was that that flagpole and that flag had suffered repetitious direct hits.
Oh.
And when it had fallen, but men, fathers, who knew what it meant for that flag to be on the ground, although knowing that all of the British guns were trained on it, walked over and held it up humanly
Wow.
until they died. Their bodies were removed and others took their place. Francis Scott Key said what held that flagpole in place at that unusual angle.
Wow. Wait. Can you see the flag? It's like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Only 15 stars. Now it's like 50 stars, right? Because it symbolizes, what do you call it? States of America. So does that mean this moment it's only like 15 states?
Were patriots' bodies.
Yeah.
He penned the song, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Or the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the flag was still there.
Amen.
Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet fly and wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? The debt was demanded. The price, it was paid."
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets break clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Oh my God. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the national anthem of America, and I love the national anthem of the Philippines as well. This one, Star Spangled Banner, it's very poetic. I love it. It's very poetic because it's a poem, and it is poem. Then eventually they put it on a song, and yeah, it's beautiful. The flag, our flag, any flag, I think, it is a representation of our country. It is a representation of the people, and a reminder of a reminder for us that freedom is not free. People have fought for it. People have sacrificed their life. Patriots, soldiers have sacrificed their life to pay for that price, and it's costly. It's very costly. That's why as we enjoy the freedom that we have right now, as we benefit from it, we owe it to them to continue what they started, to continue taking care of the country, to continue fight for freedom, and to continue taking care of our flag. And we even have a proper etiquette of how you fold it, of how you take care of it, and we don't let anyone we don't want that flag to to touch the ground, because it's very disrespectful, and it's very disgraceful for those people who sacrificed their life. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys. I don't know if I have tell you this before, but mm, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm always curious, but I'm always interested in knowing anything about America, like culture, people, places, history, language. It's because I do have an American blood. I'm gonna tell you a story. My mom, my grandfather, on my mother's side, is an American, and he fought in Vietnam War, and he died when my mom was only 5 years old. And um, my grandmother, he died when my mom was only 11. So at the age of 11, she doesn't have any parental parents anymore. She doesn't have any parental guidance. So it was really hard for her to live and to grow without any guidance. And it's really unfortunate because we don't even know the full story, the history of that family side, because she's so young when when they die. And uh, people have stories, different stories. You don't know what to believe. You don't know who to believe. You don't know what's the truth. So it's really important for the truth, for the history, for the story to be kept, to be protected, to be shared, to be, what do you call it, to be written, to be recorded for the future generation to know the true history. That's why we because some people wants to rewrite it, but uh, it's not right. So we really have to get the history correct and pass it to the future generations so they will know where they come from, right? It's very important for us. Like to me, it really felt sad that didn't even get a chance to know him, and didn't get I don't know how it feels like to have a grandfather, a grandparent. And it's really unfortunate that I don't even know them. I don't even know if we have a picture of them, and it's just sad. If I can just do anything, do something to know them, to get a chance to know the history, know that family side, know everything that I want to know, I would. That's why the least I can do is to at least learn their country, learn the language, learn people. And some of my relatives lives in America, and I can see they're very patriotic, they're very proud, and they are willing. As I can tell that they are willing. Some people I can tell that they're still willing to to fight and to risk their life to protect that freedom, to protect that flag, to protect the country. And it's so nice, but it's really unfortunate that I didn't get to see them, and I really didn't get to know that history. I would do anything if I can. I would. Oh my God, I don't want to be. I don't want to make. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to cry. And I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And thank you for giving me this, for recommending me this video. Really like it. It's very informative. It's very educational, historical. I love videos like this, and it's really fulfilling for me to watch videos like this and learn. And thank you so much, guys. And please do give me recommendations, something like this. I would really, really love to, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching, and please stay kind, stay beautiful, and stay positive as always. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye. Hi guys, please don't forget to check my webpage at the Photo Restoration Polarization Repair. I'm just going to be live in your old photos and make it look like a new one in a very affordable price. And it will make a great gift for your parents for Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, or even birthdays. I'll bet you they're gonna love it. You can talk to me personally and I could help you choose the best package that suits you. So what are you waiting for? Please click that link below.